We live in a world where a grown man going on the internet and crying about the fact that he got mean tweets is considered virtuous. This is probably peak masculinity. Man, these people should be so happy that they don't live in a place like Ukraine where you actually have problems. I do not know, like, how can such a man take care of his family? No, unironically, like, it's a legit question. Like, getting mean tweets is enough to give you such a breakdown that you go to the press and you're like, oh, goodness, Elon Musk wrote negative things about me. Do you know what I got? Do you know what I got on there? I got criticism. I got criticism and it's horrifying. Right, so like this individual that works for a multi-million-dollar corporation, like he's not just some guy from the street, right? And he's got an entire marketing team, probably paid also hundreds of millions of dollars. And he's got the mainstream media pushing his game, and he's got like all of the bots on Twitter pushing his game, and he's getting all that. But like, oh no, Elon Musk doesn't like it. And if Elon Musk doesn't like it, like he was literally shaking. Look at this. Experienced emotions, you guys. Like he was very emotional in that moment. That the first thing that he wanted to do was to go back on Twitter, which he has deleted, by the way, and to tweet back. But luckily, reason prevailed, and he took a step back, and he's got mindfulness app on his phone and did a bit of mindfulness to try to explore the emotions that this tweet created. I thought that representation is important, right? Do you feel that this person represents you? Because, like, this is a storyteller. This is a person that wants around $120 in order to buy his product. How much do you work for $120? Like, what do you do a day in order to make that money so that you can then give it to this guy, which obviously represents you 100%, right? Like, this is the behavior of a mature individual, fully in control of his emotions, fully in control of the world around him. The thing that really annoys people is that it assumes that this is racismus, right? Like what Elon Musk says represents a huge chunk of the gaming population. Well, like many people are agreeing with Elon Musk that what Ubisoft is doing is not okay. Like it's not a good game. We don't like it. The thing is, we don't even need to justify why we don't like it. And by the way, video games are not a Rorschach test for racismus. And if that was the case, like, let's assume that you can tell if a person is racist or not based on the video games they're playing, right? Like, hey, Your Honor, this wasn't a hate crime. Look, I have the entire Ubisoft library. I'm not a racist. I play all these games, right? But so let's assume we live in that world. Why would he want racist money? Why would he want to sleep at night knowing that he took money from racists, if that's what he thinks? I mean, isn't it good? Isn't it great that racists just don't want to buy the game? Well, it turns out that there's a lot of racists out of it, isn't it, right? Like, even there's a lot of African Americans and content creators that are black, which also do not like this game. But of course, we're going to ignore those, right? We're going to craft this bizarre narrative that, yeah, like people just don't like games with black protagonists. That's it. And, you know, you have, like, these white people that are so racist. Like, how racist are you? Do you want a white man in the game? No. What we want in the game is a Japanese character, because the game takes place in Japan, and it would be nice if we were to actually play with a Japanese character that's proeminently figured in Japanese mythos. That's literally what people want. They wanted authenticity, right? But instead we get hip-hop music. I'm not even kidding, that's in the game. You get like this bizarre hip-hop music with the fetishism of the American corporations. And the audacity to say that, oh, Elon Musk is destroying art. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, which am indie, am making a game and I have to deal with so much censorship. You get censorship from your publisher, you get censorship from Steam, you get censorship from the press. If you do something like the coffin of Ashley and Laylee, they freak out. Like, you have censorship from the governments. Like, you can't have, for instance, in your game, smoking. You can't have drinking. There's censorship everywhere, right? But, just as long as the consumer shuts the fuck up. Like, if the consumer shuts the fuck up, that's good. When is the last game that you saw a character use the word retard? Like, is it that all of the AAA game developers are really nice people? You know, like, you can use words like fuck and cunt in the game. Like, that's perfectly fine. But no one uses the word retard. Why is that? Why do you think that is? Did you ever ask yourself how likely it is? Because if you play games from before the year 2000... oh, they used a lot of words. I mean, GTA even uses the N-word. When is the last time we saw that? Used it in an acceptable context, of course. You don't get to see that, but before 2000, there's a lot of games that used it. Hollywood used it, right? So don't give me this shit that's like, oh yes, like video games is about art, and you know, like it's Elon Musk that's preventing art. No, it's not. There's so much censorship in the gaming industry, it's absolutely disgusting. It's to the point where the AAA industry, like companies like Ubisoft, are incapable of creating art. Even if they wanted to create art, they can't. They're not allowed. This is not how you create art. The only thing that they can create is a product that comes from an assembly line. Gone are the days where you had like 10 people going in a garage and, you know, making the new Doom. Or putting their passion in order to make some game that they thought was good and they wanted to play, and they thought, hey, if we want to play this, maybe other people will. Yeah, we don't have those days anymore. Gone are the days of creativity. Now it's like, look at Ubisoft, new Assassin's Creed, you know, they keep saying, oh, it's a black guy. They literally ripped off Ghost of Tsushima. I need to make a video about that. And I know that Ghost of Tsushima is inspired from Assassin's Creed. So I guess, you know, Ubisoft, which is an indie studio and doesn't have much cash, they lack the creativity to actually build something else. They had to take Ghost of Tsushima. And again, I said this in so many videos. It's like the only reason they weren't giving the fans what they wanted, which is Assassin's Creed Japan, is the same reason why they don't want to make Assassin's Creed Shaka Zulu or any Assassin's Creed that actually takes place in Africa. It's due to the fact they do not want to take the risk. They just do not want to create something like that. And when Ghost of Tsushima comes up, it's like, oh, well, people actually buy this. People actually like this. Holy shit. Okay, well, let's copy it. And they copy it almost down to the UI. Like, Ghost of Tsushima does have some inspirations from Assassin's Creed, but it also builds up on the formula, creates new things. This one is just like a blatant ripoff. I looked at the trailer and I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? You know, again, it's shameful because, like, Ghost of Tsushima comes from a company that was quite small at the time. Didn't have that much brand awareness, and Ubisoft is like this juggernaut. Like, it's shameful for Ubisoft to like rip off a smaller company like this. I'm not saying that it's illegal or immoral. I'm just saying it's like, really, this is what you're doing now? Like, you're sinking to this level? Because you can understand when the little guy is trying to copy, right? But like when you see the big guy copying from the little guy, especially at this level, you're like, oh, come on. Really? Really? And what's also interesting, right? Like, they're fighting against racism was, oh my goodness, you know, like the biggest anti-racist you can find at Ubisoft. Why aren't they talking about the press who's freaking out that some Blizzard developers who are all white are making a game, and that is their focus? It's like, well, they're all white and they're all male. Well, where is the Ubisoft guy coming up and saying, hey, you know, like, why are you doing this? It's like, leave them alone. You know, like, the industry is diverse. There are companies that are diverse. There are companies that are Chinese. There are companies that are Japanese. We got all black companies that make video games. These guys happen to be friends. They worked at the same company. They know each other. Like, they didn't create this company out of racism. They just created it because they thought they can make a good product. But no, there's no talks about that, right? Like, no one brings that up. It's like, well, when the gaming press is being massively racist, that's fine. And I'm pretty sure they have, like, all these mental gymnastics and loopholes to justify why they're racist, because of course they do that. Like, no person will think they're the bad guy. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.